Hello and welcome to one more video. Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone that is watching. Like, it really makes me happy that a bunch of people is enjoying, and because of that, I decided that we needed to look a little dapper. So now we have a top hat. Because, since a bunch of people are watching me and I cannot meme anymore about like, oh, only 10 people watch. No, in fact, most of you are like 33 people watching me each time a new episode is released. So it makes me really happy. I was thinking about releasing this episode like yesterday night, but then again, a song came into my head. When the night has come, boom, 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 boom. Boring people go to bed, and the moon shines over all the mad thing. Of course, I would be the mad person in this story, and the boring people are the people who would be sleeping. But of course, I don't leave home. I'm not with my family, where all that could happen would be like my mom or my dad showing up and saying something like, "Oh, son, you're like disturbing us. You're like recording this at too high of sound." I don't know. Instead, since I live with people, with strangers, you kind of have to be considered for people, Kind of, but that's just how life works. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah, we have to find some guys who had been captured. So that's exactly where we are going. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Blood Grove is not exactly my field of expertise. So let's just use the same kind of system we have been using, right? We are not going to be walking every step. Instead, I'm going to bring you guys whenever I ended up finding... Oh, sorry, my words are terrible again. Yesterday I was like really excited for more recording, and I'm actually excited for more recording right now, but words are just not working as well anymore. So sometimes a little pause, it's all you need. If you want tips to record, sometimes if the words is not going out of your mouth, just breathe, give a pause, thank everyone that's watching you once more, and well, see you guys in a bit. Okay, so this is one of the things that I want to show in the Blood Grove. Blood Grove, sorry. In the Blood Grove, if you have wandered here, or if you're thinking about wandering here, there's a bunch of these like little spots where the cultists have built their bases, and there's actually a side quest that you can get on Homestead to look for these, for the bodies of members of the Black Legion. If you mess with them, you will see that an item will fall, a quest item, the Black Legion insignia. This is a side quest that you can get on Homestead. Maybe if we ended up finding these 5 insignias, we are going to show you guys how it works. But there's a person, I think it's a sergeant, that says that some of the spies have fallen in service and ask us to honor the dead. So find these insignias, find these badges that the fallen spies have left all around. So you go around on Blood Grove and you find a bunch of those. There are a lot more than 5, and basically that's one of the kind of little side quests that you can do, and that you can do if you're playing with a friend, because I actually made this side quest for my first time playing with my brother. So as you can see in the minimap, because the star is right there, we are getting near our target, the prisoners that are crying for our help, which are right here. So if we talk with them, the center is going to tell us that they have been taking them one by one. Well, I'm sorry about that. I was so sure nothing was going to happen. And this is the main question that you have to complete to proceed with the quest line on this place. Now, right here, you have a ruined shrine And if you wander in this general direction, you're going to find this guy, Bolvar the Bloodbinder. Now, Bolvar the Bloodbinder might not look like something else, but as you can see, he's taking the swarm of our guys. Like it's okay. And let me remind you, this is the smash and grab mode where my guys are augmented, I am augmented, and we are having a tough spot against this guy. So no need to tell you that this guy is going to be a tough guy for you to find on main mode if you're playing with off modes and stuff. Now, not always you have to kill him. I think you only have to really fight this guy if you are with the Kaimon's Chosen, and I can tell you this with certainty, because yesterday I was playing one of my other builds, a Purifier, which is an Inquisitor with Demolitionist, and the Kaimon's Chosen would have me ask to hunt this guy down. Well, the joke's on them, because I hunt down this guy before I even talk to them. So they were like, it's as if you were guided by Imperium himself. Yes, I'm guided by a god that doesn't exist. Sure. And this ruined shrine is going to ask you for a Caphonic Seal of Binding, which is a sigil, a special component that they drop around this region, and consecrated reps. Now, I don't have the Caphonic Seal of Binding right now, but it's a kind of component, as I said, because you can use it to craft other things as well, that kind of drops on this region, especially when you find like this randomly generated bosses on the general area. Oh yeah, and remember that on the last episode we chose a faction, and for example with this guy we went with the Order of Death's Vigil, and you could also go for the Kaimon's Chosen on that quest line that you choose your faction homestead basically, and the faction that you don't choose, you basically be like, you get despised with them. So like, we're despised with Kaimon's, but we are friendly to the Order of Death's Vigil. Both orders are going to have different purpose for you collecting the Caphonic Seals of Binding. For example, if you have selected the Necromancers and you go talk to them in their little lair in Sorrow's Bastion, I believe that's the name of the place, yeah. They are going to tell you that they need the Caphonic Seals of Binding to bring back to life one of their most powerful that has fallen in combat. They will actually make you go here in Bloodgrove and find his remains. Oh, these things are fun. But since we are more of a run and go, I'm not going to be stepping on one of those. But these basically take you to another dimension, where you find Caphonic monsters and a bunch of things. Another Avalanche Note page 3? I already got one of those. Anyway, on the other side, the Kaimon's Chosen are going to ask you to get the Caphonic Seals of Binding, not because they want for some ritual, but because they want to burn it into Imperium's sacred fire. So it's like, no, we want to take this from them so they can't be using this for their weird rituals. Which actually made me kind of question the Necromancers on the first time it happened, because I was like, wait, the Necromancers want an item that the Caphonians use? Isn't that like kind of distorted? Isn't that kind of a bad sign? Because this is used to bring Caphonics. What are you guys doing with that? But, well, I was just thinking as a Kaimon's Chosen. By the way, I usually never a Kaimon's Chosen. I think I told you guys that. Anyway, having miserably failed in my attempt to collect a Caphonic thing to show you guys, but they do actually spawn this place, I'm going to just open a rift, go back to Homestead, and we'll see you guys there. Okay, so we are back in Homestead with our personal army. And we talked to Captain Summer, and we tell her actually that the code has to be stopped, and she agrees. So the next step that she asks us is to slay Kuros, the Sigil of Kofun, which is a really nice enemy. I love this battle. I love the idea behind this villain. And we tell her that it's going to be done. Also, I believe, okay, I don't think it's right now, but oh yeah, right here, this person, Scoutmaster Lysel, is the person I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the Black Legion insignias. So you get some XP, you get some iron bitcoins. It's a quite nice side quest, and it's not that complicated to do. Now, just like Haras, the Sigil of Kofun, we need to travel further. So we were like really close to this rift gate. I didn't reclaim it, but we were really close. And Kara's Sigil of Kofun is here, and I think no, actually he's in Dark Veil Gate. Yeah, Karas is in Dark Veil Gate. Here there's another boss, another really nice boss. So that's where we'll be going, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so this is the Bloodgrove Rift. If we open the big map here, you can see that on Bloodgrove there's an area, Mortal's Claim, where there's a cute side quest that I'm going to be talking about. We're not going to do it, but I'm going to be talking about a little bit. There's Griver's Mill, which there's another side quest that you can get on Homestead to do on this place. And we'll be doing like this path to get here on Village of Darkvale. If you do this path, going like to the right and up, you get on Fort Heron. Like Fort Heron is a really interesting place because Fort Heron is always populated by the faction that you're not aligned with. So we are with the Order of Death's Vigil, right? Which means Fort Heron is going to be crawling with Kaimon's Chosen. But if it were the other way around, if we were the fanatics, if we were with Father Kaimon, what would happen is that the place would be infested by the Order of Death's Vigil. So yeah, it's kinda interesting. You can try to venture by yourself there and like just wreak some havoc, hunt the enemy by yourself. I'd say that might be kind of a bad idea because you might end up dying there. On main mode, I mean. Well, even on this mode if you're not careful enough, actually. But for example, my first Inquisitor, Zanika, when I took her there, and she was with the Order of Death Vigil, there were a bunch of Kaimon's Chosen, and I was cutting through their lines with basically no problem, because Zanika is kind of fucking awesome. She's the best Inquisitor I ever had. She's Inquisitor and Necromancer. And her Shadow Word Pains are just out of this world. Like, those things can bring the old gods to their knees. And she got there, and there were this really stupid, retarded Kaimon's Chosen hero that basically 3-shotted me. She dropped the bolt in my head and flew into my direction as if she was some kind of Nightblade-ish character, and I was dead. There was not much I could do. But for example, yesterday I was going with the Lightbringer. The Lightbringer is my purifier, as I mentioned earlier in this episode. And he just deleted the enemy Necromancer hero. So, we are in Village of Darkvale. Why am I taking like so long and fighting everyone, showing you guys what I'm doing? Well, it's because I kinda want to show you guys that Village of Darkvale has a bunch to explore if you guys like to explore. At the same time, it's not a particularly big region, so if you're not a fan of exploring but you want to kinda like give it a try once, this is a great place to start. And the other reason is this place can be crawling with the little notes, with the lore things. Of course, when I tell you guys this, I can't find any of these little notes. Oh, here's one. For example, the Mayor Bridgewater journal. So these notes are going to all kind of be telling from the sign of population what happened when the cultists came to the village of Darkvale, or from the side of the cultists themselves, what they did to the people when they got here. So it's kind of interesting if you want to learn more about the world of Grindawn, or you kind of want to experience in first hand through reading the horrors that the cultists inflicted upon people. Also, for some reason, there's some dynamite here, like left on the whole place, not just on that spot. I think I got three dynamites yesterday. Also, on another kind of curious note, I have no idea how to use the YouTube analytics, right? But I was just messing with it and looking at the stats yesterday, and it seemed like most people that watch me, well, a big number, it was I think 60%, something like that, was from South Africa. Now, again, I don't know how to use analytics, I don't know how much this is true, but if you are from there, a hug for you, and a hug for everyone that's not from there as well. But it's just kind of interesting, curious for me, because I would not imagine that my recordings would get so far, actually. Because, well, if you haven't caught up so far, or if I haven't mentioned so far, I'm on South America, actually. So, we have a bunch of little notes to read. I'm going to be reading them on a second. Right here, you can now already see that we are getting close to Desecrated Shrine, and little spoiler, the boss is going to be waiting for us there. So what I'm going to do is breathe, get my talking stamina back, read the things and like increase my XP bar, and we'll be together to hunt the hero that's going to be waiting there, whom I believe it's called Zarya. Yeah, not the Overwatch Zarya, but the Zarya, nonetheless. And mess with that shrine, okay? Okay. And let's go. You can already see the star on the minimap. And, well, we are greeted with the curse of the frailty. I believe that's the name of it. So, Zarya the Carver is the one that's waiting for us right here. Now, Zarya is not particularly hard, not on, well, at least for me, not on main mode, not on like any mode, not like alone or with another people. And here's the thing I was talking about, the Caphonic Seal of Binding. Let me find for you guys here. Here, this thing, the Caphonic Seal of Binding. So this is the component that is going to be dropped from this point forward, and that you could use on that other shrine. And speaking of shrine, I almost forgot that the Desecrated Shrine is here. And if we started, we can see some void creatures. Now, the void creatures that show up here actually are kinda linked to the level you are. For example, we are level 30, so the biggest enemy or the most scary enemy that we saw there was Herald. But for example, yesterday I was playing with the Lightbringer, and the Lightbringer got here on level 33. So there were already some void grotesque things, like things you would only find in the Caphonic Rifts are when the invasion of the Caphonics on Earth is already getting completely out of hand, like what happens in Ashes of Malmouth. So on Dark Veil Gate there's a lot to explore in this place. We are not going to be walking step by step, so I see you guys in a bit. Okay, we are almost there. Now I want to show you guys something. Look at this. Just look at it. As we progress in the game, as we go towards the north, which is crawling with more and more cultists of Cthulhu, you can see that the disruptions in the fabric of reality caused by the melting with like our reality with the reality from where Cthulhu converges started to manifest in things like these. So back in the Blood Grove we saw the what was the name? The Caphonic Rift, that was something like this, but like a small rift gate that was like really close to our rift gate, which actually makes me think if like you just compare the two things and you kind of have to ask yourself, what if our powers come from the Caphonics? I know that lore-wise our powers kind of came from the Ethereals, but man, what if the Ethereals got the powers from Caphonics in the first place as well? Anyway, no time for conjectures. After we cross this iron gate, it's time to meet Kuros, the sigil of Cthulhu, as you can already see by the star on the map. So here's the guy. I'm going to be like poking with my pets and keeping my distance, showing my fuckle waves, and like using my number 3 from my boats to kind of clear the minions that he brings, the pets. We are losing reinforcements here, so more of our skeletons wouldn't hurt, and when he's defeated he has a second phase right here, where he like screams and his body fails and becomes the vessel for Faunosh, the Reveler. Now, most of our stuff has fallen in battle, so let's bring them back. Helen, get out there. Cockroach, get out there. Skeletons, get out there. And yeah, things start to get really hectic with this guy if you leave him alive for long enough. But this is not going to be our case, since Karos and Faunosh have fallen to the ground. Here we are going to find his tome, which we are going to bring back to Captain Summer, and Captain Summer, a little bit of spoiler, but she is going to ask us to deliver it to Inquisitor Creed. Yes, precisely. So that's exactly what we are going to do. I'm just going to be leaving the fort and getting the next rift gate, so I see you guys back in Homestead. And here we are.
Why do you have such a grim look on your face?
So we tell Summer that Karos has fallen. Summer reads the book, the Karos notes that we collected, and she realizes that the situation is getting out of hand. So she asks us to speak with the Inquisitor Creed. Now, Inquisitor Creed,
you're here.
when we get him the notes on Karos, he is going to be telling us to meet with him in Fort Icon. Now, I don't know if you guys realized, but Inquisitor Creed is right here.
Pleased that you will join us. It may
He
take
is
everything
literally
we have.
right here. I don't know why we have to plan our next move on Fort Icon when we could plan our next move right here. So, just to give you guys a glimpse of what's going to happen on our next chapter, if the time already has been enough time for this episode, on our next episode we have reached the Asterkarn Mountains Rift. We are going to be traveling this mountain chains. I don't know what's the proper wording for this. And we are going to be reaching the Fort Icon. So if this has been enough time for our video, for our chapter, I hope you guys have had some fun. I hope this has helped in some way or somehow, or just, I don't know. Maybe this is the happy break in your day. Maybe you're watching because you want to see how's the fight against Karos, or how it's a little bit of the way towards him. I don't know. Point is, I hope you guys are having a real good time here with the Green Dawn series, here with the channel. And I'll see you guys on our next chapter. See ya!